Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host today, Lipstickpaddy, and we're looking at Stormsunder. Man, if you like dungeon crawls, we are in a golden age at the minute, aren't we? And do you know what? This campaign has just survived the end of Arena the Contest Tenarius Adventures and the pre-order of Madara. It survived both of them, so it's looking in good shape. Although it is on the shortest campaign time. I don't know why it is. We'll talk about that more. But, yeah. Now, it's certainly an RPG in a box with branching storylines, or what they say, story-shifting decisions, with a 100-hour story campaign per box. Wow. And what makes this very unique is that your party of your characters, they can possibly get killed, they can turn into an enemy from your decisions. If you do something they don't like, they could attack you, and it will drastically change the story depending on your choices. So, does sound very, very good, doesn't it? So, let's go to the Kickstarter page and see what it's all about. Ooh. Alright, here we are. And already loads of languages. Showing off minis here, looking good. Now, 3 days to go. I don't know if this is broken. We're filming this on the Sunday, and it's going to end on the Thursday, which is not 3 days away. So I don't know what is going on here. I don't know that and this, if there's something wrong, but it is a bit weird. 3,000 backers. Yeah, I think partly one of the reasons it's only doing so well is because of the pledges. Let's just have a look at this. Now, they have one pledge. This is the base. This is 100 hours of campaign. And this is the first time we've seen this dungeon crawler. But they are offering the kitchen sink, which is another box, and the kitchen sink and the bath with all the water in, a third box. This gives you 300 hours of a campaign. So, I don't know, whoever was doing the marketing decisions, firstly, why only 7 days? You know, you might think this has got FOMO written all over it, but is the company feared something? Why could it not go 14? What is coming to Kickstarter that this fears? It makes no sense whatsoever. Also, these extra boxes here, it would be common sense to bring out this first box and then in a year's time come back with a second Kickstarter with these two boxes and a reprint of this one. But hey, marketing is common sense. That's all I'll say about that. Have these pledges been popular? 107, 680. The pledge will open for about 6 months, and you can $1 pledge going in if you wish, but you will lose the stretch goals. Just be aware of that. My advice is to go for the 140, and you can upgrade your pledge in a year's time. The base is actually coming March 2021. For the other boxes, it's in another year later. So yeah, why haven't they? Why haven't they? That's the question. Anyhow, these minis look fantastic, and this game is full of alt minis. There is hardly anywhere you're going to see a carbon copy of a mini. Yes. Why join the adventure now in the 7 days? Please, why on earth did you do this? Now, wow, look at all this plastic! This is gonna be heavy. Now what we're looking here is the base game, and this other box here is going to be holding most of the stuff coming in the stretch goals and the minis that are unlocking on the daily unlocks that this have. Daily unlocks, yeah! Yeah, they're doing some things right. Now, this 1 to 4 players, the certainly going to be concentrating on the 1 player, as one of the devs themselves likes to play 1 player. So it's just, there's not much information on this yet, but this is certainly going to be a big priority for the team to do that, and possibly a 5th player. A 5th player can move the enemies, read the story, etc. So there is kind of a homebrew 5th player if you want. Yeah, the 300 hour here is the 3 boxes, the whopping $450. However, if you think that's all you need to pay to get everything, you'd be wrong. They have been pulling the bosses out of these boxes and putting them as add-ons. So if you want the bosses, you've got to add it to this, and it's going over $500. That's kind of the magic number around these dungeon crawls, isn't it? These are the big league tickets. I don't know. The big question is, though, when you fight these bosses and you did not get these add-ons, what are they going to be? You can't have a standee with all this around. And you can see here, they are doing dungeon furniture as well. Now we'll come to the rulebook later. I just want to do the Kickstarter first, because the rulebook, and there's a storybook that they give you, which is fantastic to see how much is going into this game. Here it is, the big story campaign. And parts of this book you are not going to see, depending on choices. So the replayability of the campaign is high, especially when you're playing with different heroes. They each have their own pre-story, and they do have a large narrative focus in the book. This is very interesting. Now you can see this kind of comic art. It's kind of dark comic, and this is featured all over the cards. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And if you get an upgrade, for example, if you've got let's say you've got a parry, and you upgrade the parry, you just turn the card over, it gets the parry too. And if you want to get a different upgrade, you can swap cards out of your deck, and potentially there's a bit of light deck crafting going on as you level your character up. So yeah, fairly interesting. I'd say the complexity of the combat is somewhere in between Arena and Madara. It kind of sits in the middle with Complex High, Gloomhaven at the top. This is kind of at the low end of complexity. So it has an easier way of teaching this to somebody, but I'm bringing it to the table, so that's a good thing. We've got good backstory here, which is great. It is a big feature, these characters in the story, and you can see here this priest here with the cross out. She is deadly, this priest. Don't think that this character is going to be weak. A lot of the characters in this game are going to suffer from light magic, and yeah, it goes back to the old school RPGs on the PC. All right. Oh, I do like this ranger with a hat. It looks like the mini has kind of not, I don't know, that mini's hat doesn't look like this hat. It looks to be smaller. We haven't got rotating minis here, so we just got to guess at this stuff. But I do love the bases. They are cool, and the detail in the characters is phenomenal. I love it. You can see here on her face here some kind of growth. I think you need to see a doctor, Vanessa. How did you get that? And Yeah, so yeah, interesting all around. Kapak Roka, look at this guy's name. Where did he come from? Samoa, maybe? Looks like a Samoan. Imagine him playing rugby, this guy. Again, an amazing base. It's a pity we can't see that shield, but you can kind of see inside the cloak here. Super detailed, super cool, isn't it? And look at this armor on the front. It has that kind of old kind of ruins with the Mayans. You know, it's an interesting, I don't know. Some people might say Chinese with that dragon there. I don't know. Oh, and look at the picture of that dragon that's coming alive. Look at this. Yes, the game does have armor sets. You can get certain armors, like this is 1 of 3, and if you get potentially 2 of 3, it'll give you some bonuses, and if you get the 3 of 3, hey, you've got a super bonus. You know, potentially mace, the shield, and the belt could be a major event here. I don't know how big the armor sets go, but it makes wanting to go off the path, doing all the side stories, finding all the potential equipment is going to be high here if you're chasing up armor sets. This is fantastic to see. This game is bubbling with excitement. I can tell you straight out now, it's looking a hot property. Winter. I don't know if she's supposed to be a vampire with this Winter from Transylvania, a storm pirate. Interesting, she's got a sword here and here 2 guns. Alright, she has got it in her belt here, but it does look more dynamic, that sword in the air. We do like dynamic minis. But hey, super cool. A half demon pirate. Where does the half human come from? Alexandria. This is definitely a Russian berserker. Oh, and she's going in Milid style. Oh, wow! This is great. Oh, is she a vampire as well? She's not got her teeth out. Alright, this kind of makes sense. So this is great. I wonder if she's going to be able to get new gloves and stuff. How is an armor set going to work with a melee character? He's looking like light armor as well. I don't know, glass cannon melee sounds great. Ooh. Can you imagine if that was the setup on the table for your player? I don't think you can wear all these armor sets at the same time. You can see like there's 2 helmets here. They're just showing off what it could be. A couple of cuirasses here. Yes, but as you can see, there's a ton of exciting stuff in this game. Dungeon crawl, you know, if you've got to have a massive boat of stuff to collect. Guard Captain Sever. Ooh. They're really pushing it out here with female characters, aren't they? Oh man, look at this armor, the glowing eyes. What it is with this armor? It is knockout! Oh. Man, you can just see the cosplayers trying to dress up like this. It would be phenomenal! Looks like another vampire. So you've got a couple of vampires in the team here. There's a change of plans, guys. We need to harass them, and you mend your wounds. Dun 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 dun. There is going to be a companion app here with the game. You can save your game. It can work out combat for you, and it may. This is a big maybe. They may be bringing it where it can read the story to you. Possibly only in English, is what I understand. All right, you can see these tiles here. They've got like this white cross similar to the NASA photos from the 60s. I guess they didn't want to, you know, draw the squares on the map, but you could have made them not white. And you can look, it has like a skirmish type, this one on a desert tiles. It looks really interesting, like you've come out of the dungeon here and yeah, sweeping across the desert. Man, it does look really cool. Using painted minis here, and you're not offering painted minis. What are painted minis doing in your photos? We want to see the plastic on the table. You see the furniture here though on the tiles. I don't know if they're doing walls or doors like Arena, but we'll just have to see. I believe they have a big box of furniture. Now, if you want to know more about the game, certainly King of Average has got you sorted. There's more more videos, obviously. They're obviously confident of this, but with a 7-day campaign, it's intense. To find out about this game is intense. When I got my notes from my researcher, she was like, this game, this game is huge. Yeah. So minis 32. Fairly small 32. I don't know if the bosses are going to be bigger or there's going to be, is this just the heroes? Yes, it does say expect some big differences in height as some of the adversaries really tower above the heroes. Okay, these are heroes from the game. Look at the size of this thing. I don't know, is that a building? That can't be a person. It's like a sculptured building or something. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, they're definitely big. This hero here is 50 mil, so what are you calling this 32 scale nonsense? They few and far between 30. Maybe the little ghoul here coming out of the floor. But just a ton of photos. Man, you are going to see tons and tons of minis if you come down this page. If you love minis, this game's going to blow you on the floor. Oh, this woman, Quell! If you want a mage, this woman's gonna rock the house down. Yeah, she is mega powerful. Glass cannon, this one. Quell. If you're looking for the mage, it's the one that was unlocked. These are the daily unlocks, by the way. Very exciting time. Oh, it just looks so good. Look at all this stuff. These additional side quests is a bit of a joke, isn't it? If you're looking for your armor set, are they going to be inside the side quests? You're not going to want to rush the campaign, surely. And even here, look, we've got 2 hawks, and it's different sculpts, guys. This team doesn't understand carbon copy. They're all unique sculpts. You can see here, the tree is cut. Here, it's not cut. Here we've got a big log at the bottom. Here, not. Fabulous stuff. The attention to detail here is phenomenal. Oh, crafting adventure. You can craft a new armor set. This is mega exciting. Epic equipment. If you're getting epic stuff and legendary stuff, it would be nice to do something with the cards, right? I know this is a short campaign, but it's a year away. If it's really special gear, it'd be great to get some foil effects on that card to really feel you've got something incredible around your character. Oh, look at this guy with the horns. Now, if you go in the updates, which are highly detailed, this guy, you'll see that the back of him, he's actually got a deer carcass on the back of him. These horns at the back, he's carrying a deer on his back. It is very, very cool. Of course, all these daily unlocks are further explored in the updates. The team has been fantastic in the comment section. Honestly, those guys aren't sleeping because it's the constant back and forth in the comments. I told you this project is bubbling. Again, sadly, 7 days. It is almost criminal that it's 7 days. Oh, look at these consumables. I love these pictures. Reflex potion. Who's been drinking that? Guys, I got this and it was full. Who's had a bit when I was sleeping? What's going on? Ooh, look at that witch's hat. That doesn't look like a witch's hat. All attacks from the hero with magical weapons have an extra die. Ooh. Unlock. Look at this guy. He looks big, doesn't he? He's not messing. That's a two-hander. Additional side quests. This is great, guys. We're getting a ton of content here. Tons of content. More side quests. More heroes. Man, what is there not to like? Let's have a look at this mini. An earth spirit. Tiny stone giants. Alright. The raft. Look at these things. Ugh. There's some evil stuff in this game. More crafting quests. I'm all about crafting. This is fabulous. Now, these money ones, these are these... I don't know, were they all stretch goals unlocked by money? I know they have day... Oh, here's the daily stuff. It's hard to know. Unless you leave the money here. We don't know, do we? You could have completely blown past these. It could have made 1 million. You're not even heard of on BGG. Oh man, what it could have been. Now, some interesting crossovers here. Post-Human Saga, the post-apocalyptic game. These maps that you're getting. I guess you're going to be able to explore the parts of the city here. I don't know how that's going to work. Druston, the Rangers. What's the Rangers? I don't know what that is. It's very hard to keep on top of all these games. Hey, the channel's not even 3 weeks old, believe it or not. This channel's young. Oh, I think that this could have been the early bird. It's hard to say early bird in a 7-day campaign. I mean, come on, guys. Just give it everyone for free. Now, a graphic novel. So this is a story. And a lore book. Now, apparently the team have said they don't want to go crazy with add-ons. Just remember that. The team have said, we don't want to go crazy with add-ons. Well... The terrain minis at 50. That's pretty good value. Totally good value. If you think about the arena, the contest, the first campaign, that was like a $79 terrain box. Includes 63 gorgeously sculpted 3D terrain minis to replace the punchboard tokens in the Heirs of Ruin. Punchboard tokens! Ooh! This is essential! The Faceless. bounty hunters and mercenaries. This increases the difficulty of your campaign. And it includes a new faceless villain. Alright, so there's a villain in here, and these are parts that you come across in the story. Again, that pledge manager is going to open for 6 months at least, possibly 8, so you can add these into your pledge when you get a dry month on Kickstarter. A dry month on Kickstarter? Are we going to get one this year? It's going great. What? February has been absolutely bonkers. Now we're coming. Yeah, we're coming here. All right, we don't need to go lower than this. The video will be like an hour long. All right, this is what you're getting in your box. Remember, the second box is for all the stuff that's expanding. An absolute ton of content, over 1,000 cards. Wow! Can you imagine sleeving this game? And it would be nice to see sleeves is an add-on. Sleeves not cheap to buy in Mexico, by the way. No, they're not. I do love it. It's such value to me when you get sleeves. Anyway, look at this flag of England. It doesn't look right. Maybe did they create a new Brexit flag to replace the Union Jack? I'm just joking to myself here. All right, we're gonna go right down to the shipping then. We're back, so we're gonna switch to that. We'll go down to the shipping. All right, here's the shipping, and they're doing a 2-wave shipping if you're ordering more than the base, which I don't really recommend. You've really got to balance the books coming in. We've got Gloomhaven on the horizon, guys, and you know how it is. There's some monsters coming out this year, so dropping the big 500 on this would limit you. Maybe you need to be flexible, and you're definitely going to be able to pledge up. The prices in the pledge store are going to be the same, has been confirmed. So when the pledge store reopens next year, then that's when you order the other stuff. All right, shipping price pretty good actually. USA for the Heirs of Ruin here, 29. You can see here, £22. That's around 10 kilos. And if you go for the 3 boxes, that is a 30 kilo box. Oh my god, that's absolutely massive. I'm deliberately not showing you these 2 boxes here. Come back, visit this Kickstarter and do check these out if you're interested in the big order, because there's a ton of stuff. You know, heavier. This one is heavier than this one above. Anyway, shipping is pretty good. Where is Mexico? Where is South America here? I have contacted them. Hopefully we'll get some news on that. And yeah, fingers crossed, because this has instaback on it, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, this does not have instaback on it. If you've looked at this and thought I'm not going to back it, please comment in the video, because for me it's mega exciting, this Kickstarter. All right, let's quickly go to the rule books. Here we go. Now, 42 rule book isn't too bad considering the amount of photos they got in here, and also the amount of waste, really. Game components, they show you all the minis on the page. I don't know why this is necessary, and I don't know. Is it going to be useful? Some of the tests that you're doing. Well, let's look at these havens first. So haven is where you're going to be resting between quests, and some of these havens are closed off if you don't have a certain character. For example, Davos Manor, you need Alexander and Vanessa to actually go to this place. And you can see that each have their own page depending on which is going to be your rest place. And if you potentially got a mix of the characters, you might have a choice between going to 2 of these or more. You can see up here the kind of test. So this is an agility test. Maybe there's a trap underneath your characters, and each hero has to do an agility check here. Sometimes it's for a specific person in your team. So this one's calling Vanessa. Is Vanessa in your team? If not, you can ignore that. Attendance test. Is Adina here? And that's just to check if this person's in your your group. Vote. This is important to vote between people at the table. Are we going to kill this person or not? So yeah, that's fairly interesting. They want this to be talked about because it's going to have a meaning. It will completely change because it is a branching storyline. We're going to see that when we go to the campaign book in just a minute. Character sheets look fabulous, don't they? I love this art style, and it goes through kind of the signature skills that each of the heroes have, and loot decks in the game, equipment, and companions in the game. Fairly interesting. You've got these little minions that can help you. It does say here, look, on the rarity on the back of the equipment card is common, rare, and epic. It would be nice if they were, I don't know, if the epic was a bit more shiny. I don't know, that's just me. Terrain, fantastic. Talks a little bit about how to do combat. It's fairly simple, nothing too complex. On the light end for a dungeon crawler, and does kind of go into skirmish types as well. It's like a skirmish element when you certainly go outside in the world, and yeah, it's totally cool. Tons of status effects, as one can expect, and potentially your heroes can help each other. For example, I'm going to cast a buff on you to give you extra magic, like a plus 10 to your intelligence, so that when you're going to fire this fireball, for example, it's going to be way more powerful. And I'm using my turn to actually buff your attack, because perhaps my attack is not going to damage this character, this enemy. My swords are not even going to touch them. It has to be magic only. So at least I can, instead of wasting my turn, I can buff somebody in the party. So there is kind of synergy between the characters. It's interesting injury cards, an injury deck here, and really interesting. This is really cool to actually come in and look at kind of what this game is offering that is different. We've got loads of these loadouts here with level 4 ability skills, so it's not the Madara 200 skill pool you can pull from. It's certainly more limited, but again, it's more welcome, I guess, if this is going to be your first dungeon crawler. It's fairly an interesting one to come in on that note. No FAQ, no index at the back. Needs to be there. It's a year away, understand that, but please, team, devs, if you're listening, an index is high priority in your rulebook. We are campaigning for this at KiS 102.4. It's necessary. And the FAQ from your playtesters, that potentially should go in here also. Just looking at this campaign book, very brief now. So you can see here, you're going to be voting to kill, or do you continue the story? If you vote to kill, you're going to go to page 8, B1, which I don't even think is on page 8. I can see A1. Anyway, it's not on that page. If you continue on, is Adina the character in your page? If it is, turn to page 9, P3. So you're skipping a page here, going to P3. When you read all that at the bottom, it says turn to page 12. So you're skipping more of this book out. So this massive book, you're potentially going to miss loads of pages out when you go through it. You can kind of see here how that's happening, where it's getting for you to turn forward. It's getting you to miss pages out because these pages are being written specifically for the choices you make. So yeah, what you do changes the story. You are cutting out pages of the book. It has high replayability. Alright, let's go back to the campaign page and I will just talk about some extra stuff that I didn't mention already. Alright, you see here all the contents that you're getting for the main pledge. Tons of stuff. We're just going to go down here as we just talk about stuff I didn't forget to mention. There is going to be a specialized insert for the game. It's not going to be a stretch goal, and so you don't need to worry about it. They are working on an insert. Also, interestingly, as you take damage, your armor starts to chip off, as it potentially also on enemies. Their armor will also chip off on the floor too, which is an interesting mechanic. The pledge is the core pledge is the one I recommend, as you do get the stretch goal, the extra box, and just late pledge later for the additional stuff. Now, player mats, they have been looking at neoprene mats, but they've got some other ideas. They're not going to be stretch goals anyway, so this is going to be part of the main box, is what I understand. So there we go. So do I recommend this game? Absolutely do! I'm waiting back to hear, do they ship to Mexico? And if they do, then I'm hitting that button. Oh yeah! It's got pledge written all over it. Big time. This is going to be the sleeper hit of the year. I mean, this is coming and going in a flash, guys. So yeah, the sleeper hit of 2020. We're looking at it right now, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Kickstarter 102.4. I am Lipstickpaddy, and this game has me by the balls, guys. I'll tell you that now. Anyway, you take care, stay safe, bye-bye for now.